the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. Ep Foundation Repair. We Fix Basements.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, the Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited. All built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of November. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln at 27th and I-80.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com. Or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome in to We Talk Facts with 9-year NBA veteran and Nebraska basketball Hall of Famer Erick Strickland and 2-time Nebraska football national champion Clester Johnson. Talking and taking names in sports and day-to-day living. Sit back, relax, and join the show with 9-year NBA vet and Nebraska basketball Hall of Famer Erick Strickland and 2-time Nebraska football national champion Clester Johnson.
Welcome to WTF We Talk Facts. It is another stellar episode of We Talk Facts right here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Me alongside my cohort, my brother, my partner, my friend, my ace boom, Sibo, the bald head nut. He is the doctor, the head man in charge of fixing things and tidying up things. I see you dressed in your scrubs tonight, man. There's things that need to get handled. We got a really good show for you guys tonight. The rundown, we'll talk a little bit about USC game that's coming up where the Huskers will hit the road. We'll dig into that a little bit, as well as we'll talk about how the college football playoffs is playing out, what it looks like. Is there a little bit of bias? We'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll have our normal segment of this or that, the music edition. And Sibo, man, how are you doing today? I see you at the crib. I know you got to take a trip. You got to get out of town, so we understand you didn't make it down to Lincoln tonight, but you're right there in person, ready to get it on right here on WTF We Talk Facts. Talk to your boy.
Yes, Mr. Strickland, good. It's good to be with you and Mr. Harrison in studio. Sorry again, I couldn't make it to be live. It's nothing like having that synergy together, but got an early morning flight out. It's a quick flight out and back for work. Got to pay those bills, you know. You got skills to pay the bills. That's what I got to do. But, yeah, man, today I'm representing the scrubs because I want to see if I could put my doctor's hat on. You know, I'm not an official doctor, but I play one because I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, as well as to let everybody know that. Not a real doctor. But I'm going to put my doctor hat on and see if I could work with you fellas and see if we could come up with some solutions on how to get this program back on track.
Well, the thing about those solutions is there's a bye week, and that's the time that you definitely want to get things back on track. You get a little bit of extra time to put in that work. I think one of the most the thing that was not satisfying in last week is that you knew you had a bye week coming, and yet you understand that what it's like to have that time off. And it would be like us going into like if I was playing and I was going into the All-Star break and I had a game or two, a back-to-back, and it would be one that you would just lay it all on the line. You knew that you was going to have that time off, and it just didn't feel as if that was the case in the last game that they played. It looked like, at home with an opportunity to punch that ticket again. It was lackluster, and here's why I say that. Because, Class, it didn't seem that they had a sense of urgency. Like, I'm talking about, you're 3 minutes left in the game. It didn't seem like there was urgency to you were putting more pressure on yourself because you were getting in a huddle, and like time was just wasting and whittling away. And so that's why I really come up with saying that. But what do you think some of the issues are? What do you think some of the things that need that surgical tool tapped in? Like, when you have cancer or you have an injury, or you got to get to that source of where that problem is. Where are you foreseeing where the problem is, Dr. Class?
Even Achilles, Eric, you got an Achilles injury, your ACL. We need to get in there and get that thing assessed and fixed. I want to bring up some interesting things that I read from the World Herald and Evan Bland. I just want to read a couple of things to you And this is very, very interesting. And I'm going to throw this out to you fellas, and you tell me what you think about this. And then I'll give you some of my interesting input. So assessing Coach Rule's comments that he's bringing in outsiders to evaluate the offense and the defense and the special teams. Okay. Should a staff of over 70 coaches and analysts need to bring in extra eyes? Is this a sign of concern or confidence? Another thing, Rule also put the onus on players to some extent, saying players need to make plays to take accountability when they don't. Is he blaming the players, or is he sending a message to them that they need to hear? But overall, it's so frustrating for Nebraska fans seemingly having to live through the same thing over and over and over again. And I can see that they already bringing in Dana Holgerson to be an analyst. So it sounds like, Eric, to me, that it's like they don't have the answers. They don't have the answers. You got all these people in here, all these great eyes, supposedly great eyes, and he has to bring somebody in to say, yo, what are we doing wrong here? You know, we started off the season so positive, then all of a sudden the bottom is falling out. And talking to, we always have these unnamed sources, but I did have a good long conversation with an unnamed source. I'm going to say an unnamed source. And he seems to believe that there are some, and it's just his opinion, and he's close to the program. He seems to believe that there are little things being overlooked. There's things going on internally that's not being addressed that can, take away the fiber of your program. And I don't know exactly what those things are, but and I'm not going to say it's like a Scott Frost situation, because I heard that there were internal things going on there, but they have some internal things they need to fix, obviously, because whatever they're saying to the players, it's not translating to the field. So I like the fact that he feels like he needs to look from outside to see what they're doing, just have somebody evaluate how they're doing things, because they obviously don't have the answers right now.
Well, you made a good point, and I'm gonna go back to some of the discussions that you and I had personally in the past, where obviously during your time there was limitations on specific things, i.e., coaches, how many you can have. There were a lot of restrictions and limitations on that, and so when Coach Osborne found himself in a situation where we felt stagnant, we felt we went as far as we can go, he made a trip, and he went down and sat with Bobby Bowden, and he sat with other coaches and had really good discussions about things like recruiting and types and styles of players. He wasn't going to change who he was and what the culture that he had built, but he was going to at least try to figure out what it is that we need to do to be able to get over the hump. This situation's different in that we find ourselves stuck at the same place. We're now 5-4 with multiple games again, looking at an opportunity to punch your ticket, and you haven't been able to get over the hump. So would you say that he's doing something similar to what Coach Osborne had done, where you had to kind of step outside of your bubble, outside of your, and because we can get stuck in these bubbles, bro. Like, I don't care if it's media, I don't care, there's these echo chambers sometimes that could be operating inside. It could be a lot of yes manning going on, yes womaning going on, and it can affect how things are getting done. So how do you view that part of it? You view it as a similar look, or what's your thought on it?
Yeah, I think that it's a smart move by himself, because unlike some coaches, there are some coaches who feel like it's a weak move to do something like that. Like, I've gotten this far in my life. Why do I need to bring somebody else in? One of the things I thought was very interesting by Coach Nick Saban, you notice over the years, he was constantly bringing in head coaches all the time. It's almost like every few years he would lose a coordinator, and for coordinators who may have lost, head coaches who may have lost their jobs, or different coordinators who were very, basically had good reputations and were really good at what they did. I mean, he had no issue bringing them in and embracing their ideas and their opinions. And I think that's how Alabama was able to stay on top for so long, is that he looked outside of himself. And Nick Saban, he's probably very old school, but I think he thought enable for him to evolve as a coach and continue to keep his program on top, he needed to look outside of what his thoughts were and get some of those new school opinions, and also embrace it and interject it into his program. And we saw it happen all the time. And I would love to see Coach Rule do the same thing. And the fact that he's looking outside the program right now, getting some other eyes in. There's been lots of complaints about the OC, Satterfield. It seems like they haven't been able to evolve the freshman quarterback. So now I'm sort of worried. I'm a little worried about if he's going to stay, right? So then that stuff starts to creep in. Here you got this 5-star quarterback, and typically a 5-star is on track to go pro. If he feels like he's not in the right situation, that's going to grow him as a player, and he's going to be in those situations that the pros are going to see him as a potential draft pick. He's definitely going to look and evaluate what he needs to do as a player. So they need to get this thing turned around. They need to tear it all down and surgically look inside and make sure that they are doing all the things that they're supposed to be doing to stop doing any shortcuts. If they feel like they're taking any shortcuts, they're going to have to stop it because they can't afford to do that.
Well, you had an opportunity with a team that was 2-5 coming into your home, playing okay, but reeling, had some tough losses, but not quite there. And they came very enthusiastic. And to me, it looked as if UCLA came in here feeling that this was one they could get. And they were very prepared. They were throwing, different things at them. Again, we looked very predictable in a lot of the stuff that we're doing, had a lot of success in the run game. And it just seemed like we just weren't able to get it done. So now you go on the road with a similar situation, a team that's reeling. They've exchanged their quarterback situation and so we don't know exactly how that's going to work out. Is it going to cause them some friction or some internal strife or whatever it is? But you've got another chance, but you got to go on the road and do it. And so for me, when I look at it, you have out of your next 3 games, you have 2 on the road. I'm going to be honest, Cless. The way things have looked, I don't truly believe, unless that defense can hold them to 14 points, which it's shown by statistics, that if a team scores more than 14 points against this Husker team and unit, that they don't win. And so the offense is going to have to show up. The defense is going to have to show up. They've yet to play a full game. And so I honestly, Cless, don't know if they can win another one. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I'm really looking at it like I don't know. I'm hoping, but I just really don't know. So when you look at it, what do you see as far as that's concerned?
Well, fortunately, Lincoln Riley is under a lot of pressure at USC. They're saying the same things. Well, they're not saying the same things they are about Coach Rule, but I think Lincoln Riley is under more pressure than Coach Rule because Coach Rule is, in his second year. Lincoln Riley, I think this is his 3rd year, maybe 4th, and started off, had a really good first year. Last year, I think having the Heisman Trophy winner 2 years ago helped him And I think they won maybe 8 games with Caleb Williams. So he was 11 wins and like 8 wins, but he's steadily been regressing and declining. So the pressure is heavy on him. That team has been reeling. They haven't been really playing a lot of good football. So what's going to be interesting, Eric, is you got 2 teams sort of in the same position, right? You got Nebraska started off 5-1, now at 5-4, and USC, I think they started off maybe like in the top 10 this year, and they have steadily been regressing also, so it's going to be interesting to see which team shows up to say, hey, we're going to use them to get back on track. And I'm willing to say this, Eric, the winner of this team, the winner of this game, I think will probably have some confidence going into the rest of the season. The loser of this game, I think, really falls off. And it doesn't bode well for Nebraska if they lose this game, because their next few games, I mean, they're going to be really tough games to win. When you play against Wisconsin, we haven't had really much luck against them. Iowa, that's kind of a rivalry game. What other game am I missing? Let me see.
That's it. We just got 3 left.
Just 3. That's what I'm saying.
So after that, man, like you said, there's a possibility that they don't win another game if they don't win this game. So, unless they pull off the rivalry win against Iowa. Is the Iowa game at home this year? Is it home?
It's on the road.
It's on the road. Yeah. I mean,
that part. That's what I was saying. I'm like, I said this 2 weeks ago. I said, if they don't punch this ticket, I don't know if they're gonna win. And lo and behold, here we are.
It's bleak. It's a very, very bleak situation. I never thought in a million years we'd be back in this situation. I just, especially starting off the way we did, 5-1.
Yeah.
Although we lost the second half to Colorado, I think it's still that instilled a lot of confidence in the fans. It just really felt like we were a different team. And I just feel like since that second half,
it was there.
The Illinois game. I mean, like, we've regressed. I mean, it's been some serious regression with the Nebraska football team. And Eric, it has to be an internal thing that's going on. Like, I don't know what it is, because obviously I'm not there.
Come on, Doc. You're supposed to be doing surgery, man. I need you to know what the plan is. If I come in there.
Listen, the plan. I like Coach Rule's plan. I like the plan to, obviously he cares and he's going, listen, we're not doing something right in here. And I'm going to bring some other people in here to see what else is going on. I know the university got a lot of money invested in him, so he got to pull out all the stops right now. Because I don't think that they can afford to fire him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you what, if they do, boy, that's going to set this program back. Woo!
Right.
Eric, we're going to be set back, way back. Because they ain't going to be able to afford to really pay top dollar to bring
for another coach. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Harrison, how you view it, man?
Yeah, we got to win this one. Otherwise, it's really bleak. I will say this, though. I think we get one. Like, we just need one. I think we get that one. And then if it's after this game, then everyone can just finally take a breath. USC is very similar ship. Like, yep. I think that's going to be a place that's like, whichever team brings their energy that day is going to go win that ball game.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the part. Like, but that's what I can't understand about you have an off week and you don't leave it all on the line. You know what I mean? like you can look at the Ohio State game and say, yeah, there was definitely some Fulio G stuff going on out there. There was a lot of, it was shaky.
So was our offense the entire time.
Yeah, at the same time. So, ultimately that's what it comes down to. And, we've got a whole week. I tell you this, I would hate to have been them having to wait a whole week and not being able to get back on the field after taking, an L on an off week. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Kevin Myers from Cork and Bottle, came in and we do Thirsty Thursday, and he said his business went up like significantly because there was some people that was sad and mad, and then there was some people that was excited and happy, and it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, you have, and he was making reference with regards to the election, but at the same time, it's very similar that O Street was either dry or O Street was high on liquid copium for what was going on. So it's wild, but we're gonna definitely wait and see. We've still got a week to wait on it. We're gonna take a break and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little bit more about a few other issues that are out here in the college football landscape, dealing with the college football playoff. And how does it look? Did the committee get it right, or is there still some shaky brand situations going on?
Bias.
Brand biases. Right. Yeah, we'll be right back. WTF, we talk facts. We'll be right back after this.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through November 10th, enjoy USDA Choice T-Bone Steaks for $8.88 per pound. 10-pound tubes of 80% lean, 20% fat hamburger tubes, $3.99 per pound. Boneless turkey, all white and dark meat, $4.99 per pound. Webster City bone-in hams, $4.49 per pound. And fresh, wild, caught Canadian walleye fillets, $12.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market and the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for the Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 12th is $2 off all crackers, $2 off on grind, $3 off on salami, and buy one, get one free on stew beef. Limit of 2. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Across Nebraska, voters will have the chance to end the current government abortion ban. The government shouldn't be making decisions for families' health care, but right now they are. Ending the ban takes 2 votes. A vote against 434, the first initiative, and then a vote for 439, the last initiative. It's only this combination that will finally get the government out of the personal medical decisions of Nebraska families. Voting against 434 and for 439 ensures that when there's a medical emergency, it's Nebraska families who decide what to do, not the government. This vote against 434 and for 439 makes it so our Nebraska doctors can treat every patient. The government put this ban in place, stripping Nebraska families of their freedom, but you can end it with 2 votes. The first against 434, and then vote for 439. Paid for by Protect Our Rights.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of health care, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guest.
Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
We're back on WTF We Talk Facts, and we're going to get into a little bit of discussion with regards to the college football playoff and how it's all panning out right now, how it's working. What is the deal with it? Is it some bias involved in it already? And when you think about this whole discussion class, you can go back and just look at how it all began, right? There was definitely controversy, especially even one of y'all dealing with the championship win in which there was a tie between the Michigan Wolverines and the Huskers. That happened. And then, obviously they switched and went to the BCS system, and a lot of people was disturbed by the numbers and how they were panning out and pushing out and teams that they felt didn't get an opportunity. So they expanded and went to the college football playoff. Then you get into the college football playoff, and there were teams like UCF and Boise State a couple of years who ended up beating the brakes off some Power 5 squads and just wasn't able to get in and showcase their skills and put themselves in a situation to where they felt they'd have a shot. They felt like the little guy was being overlooked. And so then that system went to decided they finally couldn't fight it anymore. And then they ended up going with University of Cincinnati. And Cincinnati gets in there and gets the brakes beat off of them. And then it was tough to get another team to find their way in. Therefore, they looked to another solution, and that was the college football playoff that we have now. When you look at the college football playoff and the landscape of where it is, you got some teams that are on the outside looking in, and some of them are pretty solid. And you look at the rankings, even if you just look at the rankings class, right? Mm-hmm. You look at teams like Boise State is just hanging on by a thread, even with a one loss. SMU's got to be feeling some kind of way right now. And then you look a little bit further down, and a team like Washington State is not going to be the beneficiary of some good play that they feel that they're having this year. And a lot of it has to do, with the Pac-10 failure. A team like Army is like, well, dang, we serving the country and we can't even get no love. What's going on here? You know, what's up with the veteran love? They 8-0 and they can't find their way any higher than 25. And so you're looking at some of these biases, but I really want to talk about this one before we dig into the top five. The college football playoff discussion. I'm looking at Indiana and I'm seeing super bias. I'm seeing super bias and I'm seeing brand bias and I'm seeing that no one's really believing and yet they're still consistently beating the brakes off anybody they come in contact with in a game, and they're winning by more than 14 points a game, and that's better than some of these other teams out here. And it's not that they're not playing top, competition. But I'm going to throw the scenario out to you real quick before we dig into that topic. They've got Michigan coming up this week. They beat Michigan. If they beat Michigan, then they'll face the number 2 team in the country, which is the Ohio State Buckeyes. My thing is, if they beat the Buckeyes and they finish off with a win, they're going to be undefeated. Probably, I would say in the top 4 at that point, and looking at probably top 2. But should they be number 1? And that's what's crazy, is even though they're at a Power 5 school, they are probably, if that scenario happens, they're going to be looking at the super bias, because I don't think the committee pulls the trigger, Cless. I don't think they pull the trigger. I think they still handle those biases, and they probably have Indiana at 3, which is crazy, but go ahead.
You tell no lies in a lot of things that you're saying. I do believe that Indiana came out of nowhere. I don't even think they were ranked.
No, they weren't even on the radar, my guy.
In the top 25.
No.
And they're still going. Boy, I tell you what, the SEC, it's going to be a while before they just don't. The bottom has to fall out of SEC for these guys to not continue to get the love that they're getting. Man, even Vanderbilt is 6-3, and they're in the top 25. You got Ole Miss at 7-2, A&M at 7-2, LSU at 6-2. That's 14, 15, 16. You got Alabama at 6-2 at 11. Now, that's a lot of respect right there. They are 6-2, Alabama, and they're still teetering right in that top, right outside the top 10.
Yeah.
But back on Indiana, I think them beating Michigan this week, because I can't even think the last time Indiana's beat Michigan. I'd like to see what the win streak is. So if they can get over that mental hump and actually put it to them and win, if they win by more than 10 points, I think the nation has to really, really start taking them serious. And Eric, if they beat Ohio State at Ohio State, because I think that game is at Ohio State.
It is.
Listen, they have to be top 2. They have to.
I would say the same thing, but I just don't know if I don't know if the other teams, I don't know if they even give it before Miami. If Miami continues on, I think they should, because I think you look at who they've beat compared to who Miami's beat. A lot of the teams that Miami beat, yeah, they might have been ranked earlier, but they've fallen off the freaking they've fallen off, and they didn't win the money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I don't know how that's going to look, but I think they should. But again, guess who they're going to give deference to? I think they give deference to a Miami before they give deference to an Indiana, and that's I just think Indiana's playing that kind of a dominant football. And I asked this question. I said, do you think Indiana would feel better staying kind of where they are and hovering until they see that Ohio State game? Because I think if they beat Michigan, they might jump up a couple more points.
Yeah.
But do you think they're cool with that, or do they think they feel slighted?
I think definitely right now they're probably feeling slighted at this moment. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But here's the thing: we're all forgetting this, though. They're gonna have a shot to play Oregon too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, in the championship game.
In the championship game.
Yeah, that's another one I said if they able to pull that off. Mm-hmm.
So they get a shot at the top two teams in the conference, and how they fare against those teams is going to determine if they're going to stay in the playoff. Because right now, by having them at 9, what the committee is saying is, we don't believe you right now. Because a team at 9-0 and they only have them in 9th place
in a Power 5 conference, in a Power 4 conference.
Yeah, that's just
one of the top big twos. Yeah,
that's really them saying that, you know what, we don't trust you. You know, like Future and Metro Boomin said, you know, we don't trust you right now.
Or like Eminem said, you're all right, but you're not real.
So how they fare, first of all, they have to fare well against Michigan and win. Where is that game, Eric? I'm not sure.
It's at home. They play Michigan at home.
I listen, I think they got a great chance to win. But again, the telltale sign is they just can't get blown away at Ohio State. I think of the game as sort of like the Nebraska game. And I think that's going to give them a lot of confidence. I think they're going to say, if Nebraska can play them with that close, we can do it. Or it could be one of those situations where Ohio State felt like they were not taking them very serious because they just came off of a blowout. So it's going to be very interesting to see these next few weeks, not only for the Huskers, but also for what's going to happen in this Big Ten conference. Because right now they might just kill themselves within the conference.
That's a fact.
The conference could, because I think right now, let me see, you got Ohio State, Oregon. And Indiana,
Penn State,
and Penn State slated to be in the playoff right now, with Oregon being the number 1 seed right now, and the next highest seed is Ohio State at 5. So Indiana is hanging on by a thread, and they are not giving them as much respect as the other name brand teams, which is Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State. I think the committee still sees those other 3 teams better than Indiana. So Indiana got they definitely have some points to prove, and we're going to really see what kind of team they truly are here in these next few weeks.
That's a fact. Another team that feels probably slighted is BYU at this point. They got to be feeling some kind of way. Last question. I'm going to throw this to both of you guys real quick for a quick answer. How are you feeling if you're a Penn State fan or you're a Penn State follower at this point? Like you're Penn Stating again. You're feeling the same kind of way. You had a team at home. You know, you haven't been able to knock down that door. Mm-hmm. You've been able to peek into the room, but you've been stuck on the outside. Somebody shut the door in your face every time. Do they come out of it, or do they keep Penn Stating by the time this is over?
I think they Penn State their way into the playoffs. It just looks like the exact same Penn State, but that exact same Penn State was always good enough to probably scrape in at this 12. So it'll be interesting to see what they look like in the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, I'm not looking at them as one of the favorites of heading into this thing. I think they'll back their way in though.
Yeah, Class.
Listen, guys, I want you guys to just hear something really fast. James Franklin, since he's been at Penn State, started there 2016, 11-3, 11-2, 9-4, 11-2. I'm not going to even count the COVID year. After that, 7-6 coming out of the COVID year, 22, 11-2, 23, 10-3. This year, 7-1. Penn State fans, shut the up. Okay. You know what? Be quiet. Because if you get rid of James Franklin, who you going to get? Who you going to get? Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, it took Coach Osborne 22 years before he won a national championship. Listen, if your team is winning 11, 10 games consistently, you leave that coach alone. Embrace him. Because I'm going to tell you what,
it's hard out here for
if there's a fan base that would not that
right
look back and say, dang, we may have taken a few things for granted. Penn State fans need to love on James Franklin. They need to love on that man. He's 7-1 this year. Leave him alone, y'all. Leave him alone.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yo, we're gonna come back. I think we have a really good one on this this next run. It's going to be WTF, the music edition. Stay tuned. Come right back. 93.7 The Ticket.
To 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bosden. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bosden, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bosden on November 5th. Paid for by Bosden for Legislature.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. See a chance of showers throughout the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and brief with the high around 59. Tonight, showers likely with the low around 42. And tomorrow, a chance of showers in the morning, then mainly sunny skies in the afternoon with the high around 55. Meteorologist Kyle Bucket from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Haviland. This week's special through November 12th is $2 off all crackers, $2 off on grind, $3 off on salami, and buy one, get one free on stew beef. limit of 2. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Across Nebraska, voters will have the chance to end the current government abortion ban. The government shouldn't be making decisions for families' health care, but right now they are. Ending the ban takes 2 votes. A vote against 434, the first initiative, and then a vote for 439, the last initiative. It's only this combination that will finally get the government out of the personal medical decisions of Nebraska families. Voting against 434 and for 439 ensures that when there's a medical emergency, it's Nebraska families who decide what to do, not the government. This vote against 434 and for 439 makes it so our Nebraska doctors can treat every patient. The government put this ban in place, stripping Nebraska families of their freedom, but you can end it with 2 votes. The first against 434, and then vote for 439. Paid for by Protect Our Rights.
Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is a segment that a lot of you guys are excited about and get happy about. It is WTF, not moment of the week, but it is WTF this or that. And you know what that looks like.
Choice is yours. You can get with this or you can get with that.
Yes. This or that. The music edition. Clester Johnson, you want Stricky to set it off or you going to set it off? How you going to do it, my boy?
Well, I'll let you set it off, but I'll say this. Since there were so many celebrity endorsements, I figured we had this or that, music edition. That's how that was born, Strick. That's all. That's how that
was born. Okay. So how we're gonna kick it off? It basically comes down to this. Those who are listening, those on the Sauterhaven text line is off right now because we have football going on the radio at this point. But those who are listening, you can hit us on the stream, on the StreamYard, on the text if you want to give your thoughts on what you would like. But we'll tell you how we feel about it. And it's, whose concert are you going to go to? This or that. Whose concert are you going to go to? 1, Clef. You ready?
Let's do it. Pick
are you going to go to a Mary J. Blige concert or a Wu-Tang Clan concert?
So the first one was Mary J. Wu-Tang together or Missy Timbaland together.
Oh, that's how we doing it.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Because you got Method Man with the Euro. Okay. I see it. All right. So a Mary J. combo with Wu-Tang Clan or Missy Elliott combo with Timbaland.
I'm a huge Missy fan. I think she's very entertaining. I'm going Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott and Timbaland. What about you?
Give me Mary J. and Wu-Tang.
Okay.
I think I'm Mary J. and Wu-Tang. Yo!
I'm a
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side, staying alive with, Wu-Tang, baby. Wu-Tang.
Hey, you can't go. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with it.
I don't think you can go wrong with either.
What you got, Sibo?
Well, I'm gonna go jail edition. Jail edition. Are you going with R. Kelly? R. Kelly or Puff Daddy?
Man, I'm going. I don't care
Kelly
what
or Puff Daddy in the family. Which one?
I don't care what anybody says. Not the jail edition. God dang. Yo,
which one you going
we
with?
gotta clip that one, yo. Listen, I I'm going with, I don't care what anybody says. I'm forever going with Kels. I'm going with Kels.
Yeah,
I'm going with Kels.
when I said Puff Daddy and family, I was thinking, Maze, Wu-Tang, Faith Evans, a bunch of them all together,
the Biggie hologram.
Biggie,
like they did Tupac. Okay. All right. I'm going to go rock style because my boy's in here.
All right, let's go.
We're going rock style.
Let's do it.
Are you going, Harrison, you first? Are you going to Metallica or Nirvana? And we're saying that Kurt Cobain is still with us. Where are you going?
Give me Metallica, honestly. Like prime Metallica.
Ooh, Sandman. Enter the Sandman.
Like in their prime.
Okay.
That's different.
All right. Cless?
Listen. I'm going Nirvana. I'm going as you are.
Yeah.
As you were. Hey, I'm going Nirvana.
Yeah, I might would go Smells Like Teen Spirit myself.
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I think I'm rolling Nirvana too, my boy. Give me two more, Class. We got a couple more minutes.
Okay, here we go. Let's go. I want to go back rock edition. Guns N' Roses or Queen with Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Sibo. I'm going Guns N' Roses because I remember when he did that dance.
Sweet child of mine.
Yeah, it's the dance for me. I'm going Guns N' Roses. Go ahead, real quick, Harrison.
Yeah, I'm going to go Guns N' Roses. Can't disrespect Queens, though.
No disrespect to Queen, because we are the champions on WTF.
One more. Ian, can we throw one more in there?
Yeah, we got one more.
This new school edition. Kendrick Lamar or Drake? Which concert you going? Which one?
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. I'm rolling with K-Dot all day.
Harrison?
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar.
Who you going with?
3-0, Kendrick, 3-0.
Yeah, man. Come on, somebody. That you know what it is. What are you going with? We're going to come back with another great segment on next week. It'll be closer to the game. We might go a little bit further on that, but we thank you for tuning in once again to WTF We Talk Facts. We'll see y'all next week. We out.
Peace.